Thanks so much for tuning in to episode 189 of the AHRC Marathon Training Vlog. MK here. It's Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. This morning we had an amazing track session at Woodbridge High School at 5 in the morning. I usually wouldn't think that that's too early, but boy, it's so dark now on the West Coast. We really need daylight savings time to come so that we can get a little light on these workouts and I can show you some footage. But for now, we're gonna have to make do with jogging and vlogging and a little bit of commentary after the fact. This morning we had a little over 10 miles of volume and a track session of VO2MAX intervals, 6 times 1,000 meters at 5K race pace. We started with a warm-up of about 3.5 miles. Here are the splits for the warm-up before we got started with the interval session. We had a nice AHRC group meet up early this morning. It was Evan, Cole, Haven, Coach Alex, and Anita. We all have varying degrees of skill levels, so it makes it hard to do a long run or even a recovery run altogether. However, a track session allows us to run together at varying distances. Even if we're running at the same speed, varying the distance and varying the recovering time period allows each of the members of the group to work together and to help each other accomplish goals for the day. So the plan was to have Coach Alex and myself run with the kids, Cole and Evan, for 1,000s and trying to split those 1,000s in under 3 minutes and 40 seconds. In addition, we had a goal for Haven to run 800s, and instead of 6 800s, she was to do 4, taking a break in the middle, skipping one of the intervals so that she could regroup and keep her heart rate low. And the third part of the puzzle was having Anita do 400-meter intervals. So she would start with us when we started our 1,000s and just run with us at our pace in the group, in the pack, for 400 meters. That's the first mile in about 9 minutes or so. Cole and Evan never ceased to continue to amaze me. We did the first 3 1,000-meter intervals in one set with 2-minute and 30-second recovery intervals of light jogging. We split the first 3 1Ks in 3:41, 3:39, and then a blistering 3:35, well, blistering for us, in the third interval. The third interval was cool because Coach Alex took us out at pace for a 3:39 and then really picked it up in the last 300 meters, and we were able to negative split that last 1K and finish with a 3:35. I was really happy about that one. Then we took a slightly longer recovery interval, around 3 minutes. Got some hydration, got our heart rate way down, and then we started the next 3 1K intervals. We did the 4th K in a 3:39. I asked Coach Alex to take us out at a similar pace as the first set and then do a progression again. There's no sense in continuing on at an even faster pace and wipe ourselves out so that we can't continue and finish all the reps, because then we won't even hit VO2MAX heart rate. Remember, it takes a couple of minutes for us to work up to VO2MAX heart rate. So instead of running too fast and never hitting our heart rate target zone, it's better to progress and work into it. After that interval, Evan had a stomach ache, so she had to go use the restroom. So during that time, Coach Alex and I, we met up with Anita and just did more 400-meter intervals, and I'll talk about that later. Cole and Evan came back and we did the next 1Ks, and we split 3:37 for the 5th K, and I split 3:33 for the 6th K. Cole was in front of me a few meters and split 3:31 for the 6th K, and Evan was right behind me a couple seconds, and she split 3:37 for her final 1K. Fantastic work, fantastic. Those splits are a really good improvement from the same 1K interval session that we did about a month ago before the Long Beach Marathon. This is the 1K interval session that is about 5.5 weeks before CIM, and it's looking good. I feel like it's not a question of whether Cole will go sub 3 hours, but how far under 3 hours will he run. And I'm feeling more and more confident every day that Evan's going to run sub 3 for her very first time at CIM. I'll make a playlist of all the track sessions that we recently had, and I'll leave that playlist at the end of this video for you. It was so dark that even when I look back at our AHRC train going around the oval at around 550 per mile pace, couldn't see Anita behind me or Haven. It was pitch black dark. But when Cole and Evan went to visit the restrooms, I asked Anita how her 400s were going, and she said that she was having trouble keeping up after about 200 or 300 meters. I asked Anita to jump in on a small group with me and Coach Alex, and to get on Alex's 6 and ride his slipstream, and I would talk her way around the oval. She was immediately very apprehensive. She was outwardly and expressively apprehensive, and I could tell that it was more of a mental block than a physical one. Anita's a very good listener thinker, so I decided to just keep talking to her and keep giving her neutral and positive comments and instructions. I gave her small tips and advice on how to position herself on the track. I gave her some location information with regards to how close she was trailing behind Coach Alex, because I could tell that it made her nervous to be too close. I gave her some instruction on body position, to relax her upper body, to lower her chin a little bit. All the while, I tried to avoid saying negative terms like no or not. And pretty soon we were pretty much 300 meters around the track, and nobody could tell she wasn't breathing hard. Anita tends to breathe excessively when she feels fatigued or panicked. But at 300 meters and 100 meters to go, she was dead silent. So I was pretty confident that she'd be able to push into the last 100 meters. And she did. She easily covered the 400 meter distance in 1:29. I think this was an eye-opening experience for Anita, and it gave her an opportunity to kind of rethink things. Oh, this is my distance. This is my speed. This is my group. These are the people that I should be running with, not that I can't. So Anita used this new mentality, and she was able to keep up with the group when Cole and Evan came back for their 1Ks. And then after not being so successful for the first several 400s, but finding a groove and finding a new mindset to get her in the later stages, which is usually much harder, we went to the last 400, her 8th one, with a different objective, a new mission. This time, I asked Anita to stay with Coach Alex, stay right on his heels. I would give her some support beside her, and I asked her to stay in the group until 300 meters, and with 100 meters to go around Coach and pass him. Again, she was a little nervous, but her level of apprehension was much lower this time. She even had a smile on her face, and sure enough, we go around. She drops an 84-second 400 meters. And she wasn't writhing on the track, on the ground, or on the AstroTurf in pain. She was hands on knees for a second. She got up and started jogging. She was smiling. You did great, my friend. You did great. All you gotta do is believe that you can do it and set yourself goals that are achievable. So proud of you, Anita. Well done, well done. I love track sessions because it's a chance for AHRC to run together, to run as a group, a pack, a family of beasts. It's pretty darn awesome. Here's a summary of the track session early this morning in the dark. And here's a summary of my vlogging and jogging session right now. Thanks for coming with me all the way to the end of this nice little jog and little shakeout after a tough session this morning. I really appreciate it. You know, to be honest, I didn't want to come out for a second run, but just talking with you guys, it really invigorates me, and I'm actually really glad that I did, because my legs feel way better now after a little shakeout. This is a perfect way for me to start my day. I hope you have a fantastic day and a meaningful run. We'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye now. We'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye now.